Good morning, it's Captain Brian with this morning's edition to Get Boativated. And I want to talk about dipping your toe in or just jumping in. How do you deal with life? How do you jump in there and make that happen? I you, I kind of relate this getting into a new pool or getting in some water somewhere where people go in and put their toe in the water and dip it in and say, "Oh, is it the right temperature? Is it cold? Is it hot? I don't know." But you don't get a full education of what that water is really involved. And there's other people who just take the dive. They just take a cannonball, jump into that pool, and boom. Sure, that water might be cold. Everything shrinks up a little bit, but at the same time, your body does adjust. You do figure out how to do that and make that come together for you. And that's kind of how you gotta kind of treat life. Tipping that dough in, putting that toe in, or just jumping in and making something happen because it's your goals that are gonna do that. And if you just dip your toe in, you're not getting a real reaction of what's going on there. But if you make a plan to jump into that pool and make that happen, you're going to learn a lot faster. You're going to see if you like it, you don't like it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because either way, you're learning. You're learning you don't want to do it, or you're learning that you want to do it. You want to learn more about it, and you want to help yourself grow with that. And I see that a lot of different people's careers. Real estate's one of those fun ones, those difficult ones, fun ones to deal with, and a difficult one because real estate you almost have to be all in. It's hard to do real estate as a part-time position, and that's pretty common in a lot of things. Because people say, "Oh, I'm going to try real estate, but I'm going to work around my other job." But you're not. If you're not doing that, you're just sticking your toe in the water. You're not going to feel what real estate is because that's a 24/7 job to get started, to get your foundation going, to get your networking going, to get your things going. If you're working another job, you're only applying yourself maybe 2 to 3 hours a night if you do that every night. Knowing what else is for sale, what's new on the market, what's everything there. And if you don't have time to do that, you're not going to be the best person for the customer to talk to about the properties. Some realtors like they go too fast, but anyway, but that's with any job. Even comedians, I learned a lot of the comedians. They all want an open mic. They call it as soon as they do one open mic, they call themselves a comic. They are not a comic because they haven't got paid yet. Until you're making a living, you're paying your bills off of comedy. Then to me, you're a full time comic, and we've all done it. When I started out, I did the same thing, and I evolved around that. I surrounded myself by comedy. I did comedy shows 3 nights a week. I did the business of creating comedy shows. I wasn't the best comic. I wasn't the funniest comic, but I was around the business of it, and I designed that and built that so that I was around it. I met all the best comics. I hired them to come into work in my clubs, and I could learn from them and get the knowledge. And I'm still not the best comic in the world, and I don't think there is really true the best comic because it's subjective to who laughs at you. But at the same time, I've seen so many different comics. I have a lot more knowledge of comedy and the different concepts of how to do comedy, and I do that, and it helps me to help the other comics. I can get out there and help guide a little bit with their humor, how they relate with their business, how they contact the club owners. Because you got to learn the marketing of a business. As soon as you're a full-time comic, you are a business, whether you realize it or not. Most of them don't. They just think I'm the funny. I'll get booked and they'll make it happen. They'll pay me. But you got to make those phone calls to make that happen. Whatever the business is, if you're starting out mowing lawns, okay, you've got a lawnmower, but you still got to call people to get those lawn cuts. And when I talk about either sticking the toe in the water or jumping in, but you don't have. There's somewhere in the middle for that too. If you make a plan, you make your target, you make your schedule to say, okay, I'm going to start a lawn care service. Let's use that as a quick example. And this can work for pretty much any business. You can start mowing lawns every Saturday. Grass grows about a week. Here in Florida in the summertime, you can almost mow it every 5 days, but you can get by with a week to 2 weeks. And you just start building up every Saturday. You reach out to people all week and cut lawns on Saturday because you got your full-time job. Now, once that whole Saturday fills up, now you can either start mowing on Sundays, or you can take a day off of your other job, cut that back and say do Fridays and Saturdays. But you're creating that plan. You're making that goal of doing that with that type of business, and it's low overhead. You don't have a lot of money involved. You just need a little trailer or a pickup truck to put your lawnmower in the back of, and a little bit of gas. You got your lawnmower, and if you have a house, you can buy a lawnmower for $100. You buy a weed whacker for about $100 to get started. And then once you make some money, then you can start rolling that money into the investment to buy a little bigger equipment. So you can do bigger yards. You get the riding mower. You get the big walk behinds, the zero turns. And I've actually started up 3 different lawn companies over my years. One was out of high school, and then I did when I went to college. I started up another lawn company there. And it's just a matter of getting a little, and that was back in the snail mail days. There's no internet, there's no Facebook advertising. You had to write a letter, stamp it, mail it to people, and hopefully they open your letter and they're interested in you. And then when I came down to Florida, I started cleaning out foreclosure houses, and for the banks, I had to maintain the lawn, so I had to start the lawn care with that, which I was kind of given the leads. You can buy leads for different types of businesses and get that going on, but that's still more investment versus just doing there. But anyway, just want to, in a nutshell, figure out, take the plunge and jump in, or make that plan to make a steady walk into the pool. Like if you just like you're going to stick the toe in, you're not going to fair reception. But if you take the stairs on the pool, you just walk straight in. You're not completely jumping in, but you're feeling the water as you go. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you're submerged in what you want to be in, and your body's adjusting. You're doing that, and that's the same thing I do with your business and your life. Make that happen. Jump in and take that opportunity to learn something new and figure out if you like it or you don't like it. If you like it, learn a little bit more about it, do a little bit more, get more involved, go for the bigger client, greet more people, get around people that are in that field. There's 1,000, for every job there's competition, and there's other people doing it. If you're in the right niche market where there is absolutely no competition, you can write your golden ticket if you're offering the right service that people want. If nobody else is doing it, there might be a reason for that too. So you want to think about that as well. But if you need some help figuring out what you want to do, create that plan. How can you jump in and have a controlled entry into that field of work? Whatever you're going to do, whether it's starting a business, starting a new job, getting the position of your dreams, with working for somebody, or whether you want to do it for yourself and go on your own. That's what I've done. I've had 14 different businesses. I try to grow people. I help them see what's out there. Give them, you don't want to be overly optimistic, but you don't want to be pessimistic either. But you just want to be moving forward and learning at anything you do. And I've done that the hard way, and I'd like to make it easier for you to do that with your business. I'm Captain Brian. Let's get motivated. Jump in. Don't stick that toe in there. Make it happen. And reach out if you like this. Please share it with a friend. If you know somebody else looking to start a business, even if it's not in your spot, in the right spot for you, please pass it on and let them know. I'd be more than happy to talk with them too and get things going. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.